Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is SKTV coming to you live from Phoenix, Arizona. I want to say thank you to all of you for joining SKTV this morning, this afternoon, this evening, depending where you are. Today we are going to be discussing the state of our nation, speaking of Liberia. The Republic of Liberia, the current state. We know everything is not rosy right now. We have a lot of challenges, whether it's politics, economic, or social. We are here to dive into everything this morning, this afternoon, this evening, depending where you are. I want to say thank you to all of you for following SKTV. I want to encourage you to share the show. It's very important. We will be joining our colleagues in a few minutes. We'll be joined by Truth FM 96.1 and former radio in Beaumont, Lower Bon County. We'll also be joined by Top FM in Redu, Grand Julia County. With that, SKTV will cover the entire country. And you know what we do here on SKTV. We hold back no punches. And we speak truth to power, regardless who is at the receiving end or the perpetrators. I want to say thank you to all of you for joining SKTV. I want to encourage you to go ahead and share the show while we do this, while we connect with our buddies in Liberia. But once again, it's good to be here, whether you are watching us on radio station, not yet, we are not on the radio yet, but whether you are following or watching us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or Twitter, I want to welcome all of you and want to say thank you for following SKTV. I want to encourage you to go ahead and share the show. It's very, very important. And also don't forget, yesterday was the day where we raised fund weekly for SKTV. And if you didn't make it yesterday, today is another day. You are more than welcome to send in your support to SKTV today. We'll be more than happy to receive it. But once again, I want to say thank you to all of you. Let's play SKTV song while we try to connect with our colleagues and at the same time sharing the show. You all got to share the show, my people. Everybody, share the show. It's very important. Very, very important. We have a lot of information to share with you today as well. But if you don't share the show, we will not have the courage to dive into all the information we have for you.
There are things we can do. We bring equal news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Foreign people who willing to serve. Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The brothers giving us care and the parents of them. The welcome and life without care.
I lyrical
Master.
Clay Paris who make on you. I can't ask it if you been you. Say my journey, Tina can I say my jamo. And yes, I know money. And more I know. And you love me. More I know what is
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV, the best in Africa. SKTV, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandfather.
And I didn't ya to money. And I said ya to money. And I can't play ya to money. And I could do ya to money. And I didn't ya to money. And I said ya to money. And I can't play ya to money. And I could do ya to money. And I don't get it now ya to money. That's the baby. And I don't get it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah. Oh.
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV the best in Africa. SKTV the best in Mama Liberia. Must sold by the local and grand bazaar.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time and the efforts are rare. The broadcast we giving are real and I promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside to Raji to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, to San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
SKTV the best in Liberia. SKTV the best in Africa.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The blessing, the time and the efforts are rare. The brothers giving us here and the promise from there. To work with my life without fear.
I live
Master.
Play Paris, I can't ask you TV menu. Say my journey, Tina get I say my jamo. And yes, I know money, and more I know. And you love
SKTV the best in Liberia. SKTV the best in Africa. SKTV the best in Mama Liberia. Must sold by the local and grand bazaar.
And I dine ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I dine ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget na ya to money. That's the TV, and I forget na. So she work on my ya to money. Yeah.
SKTV the best in Liberia. SKTV the best in Africa. SKTV the best in Mama Liberia. Must sold by the local and grand bazaar.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time and the efforts are rare. The broadcast we giving are real and I promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside to Raji to Chi.
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV, the best in Africa. SKTV, the best in the whole wide world. I want to say thank you to all of you for following SKTV this morning, this afternoon, this evening. Let me begin by recognizing a few of you, at least those who have said something on here. I want to begin with my friend and brother, King Ashford, right? Welcome to SKTV. Brazil, mama, man, we're waiting on you. So just make sure you show face today. Welcome to SKTV. Linda Street, welcome to SKTV. Samuel, welcome to SKTV. Johnson Mebonkola said he's on his way. He will be joining us very, very, very soon. And that's the man himself, Truth FM. Joseph Hoffman, welcome to SKTV. Rebecca Garcia, welcome to SKTV. And my Oma is also here. Oma Miata Stella Harin. Oma, hope all is well. Thank you for sharing. Yuvan Iyo, welcome to SKTV. Sidiki Sise, welcome to SKTV. Ali Sako say, hola SKTV. You know, today is another beautiful day. We have a whole lot going on today. But today we want you to be the driver, the people of this show today, because the question we are asking, what is the current state of our nation? And are you satisfied Today, Ibrahim Duncan going to be replacing Sekou. Sekou actually told me that the station manager will be here today, which who is Ibrahim Duncan. Ibrahim, how you doing, my brother?
Well, I'm okay, SK. It's great to be with you, and of course, to have a wonderful time speaking to the Liberian people. I'm doing good.
Yeah. So what's going on in Nigeria, man? I don't know. I hope the internet will not do that to us today. It just kind of got frozen for a second. Hopefully, that will not continue. But yeah, my brother, what's going on in Nigeria, and specifically in Redu, and the entire country, as far as your knowledge is concerned?
Well, of course, we are, as we all know, we have a new breed of leadership of central government descending down to all of the various counties in Liberia, and observing the agenda, the arrest agenda, to see exactly what is going on after they've made series of promises to the Liberian people. How is it implemented? That's what we hope to see. So currently, yeah, we are in county. We are observing the activities of the government, where we see road project ongoing. We see one of our representatives now, one of the representatives who is the representative of Chen District is trying his efforts, buttressing government's efforts as well with the rehabilitation of community roads that's ongoing. The project that started with the previous government, that is the Samuel Kanado Referral Hospital, construction is nearing completion, which we hope to have completed hopefully before December or within the period of December. And a lot of great things ongoing, but we are observing the government keenly. And I love the topic today with the state of the nation, whether Liberian people are satisfied, whether we are satisfied as one people. That's exactly what we hope to see. We hope to listen to what's going to be the say Liberian people. How do they feel? Because there are a series of things that is ongoing with this government. Whether there are some good things that are ongoing, and there are also some things bad that are ongoing as well. So yeah, we hope to see. But I was just on, I saw a video footage coming up today from the social media platform Cool TV of a unknown dead body found in Pinsville, and I was like, wow, these things happened during the previous administration. Is also continuing, and yeah. So, what changes are we making, most especially when it comes to the security of our people? So, a lot of great things, but I'm on the standby, on the stand still as we look on to having all of the panelists on the show, and we can move on tonight.
Thank you, my man. Thank you so much. Melbourne is running a little late. Hopefully, Lawrence will also be here. And I know for sure Brazilian Monk will be here. And Steve might or might not be here. I'm not too sure about that because we have a death in our community. And yesterday, we all went to the wake of that person yesterday. One of the sisters passed away a month ago, and the burial is supposed to be today. So we were at the wake last night, and Steve will probably be there to the burial, but we all cannot, go away, and then we will not be running the show, and we owe it. We owe it to our people.
Yeah. Which is very sad.
Yeah,
Condolences to the family.
to our audience. Yeah, yeah. So Abraham, we've been doing this thing for quite some time now. And we've been around politics for a minute, but I've never seen anything like what we are witnessing right now. Like you rightly said, there are some good things going on, and there are some not so good things. However, if the excesses overshadow the good things, sometimes the good things get missing in transition. Nobody actually can remember the good if you have more bad. I think it was a good news today. the LDEA, despite their commotion, despite the uncertainty within the leadership structure of the LDEA, they made some arrests in Pommy County, I think in Tubmanburg, to be specific. A female was reportedly arrested with about 15 kilo of cocaine, and she's said to be, processed right now and eventually be sent to court for prosecution. And it is said that if convicted, she could serve several years behind bar. But it is breathtaking to see a woman, a female, being arrested in connection with cookies. That is not something I personally, would like to see. I know I don't want to see anybody being apprehended for involving in drug dealing, but most so, I hate to see a female involved in anything of such, because I have high regards for the mothers, our daughters, and our wives. And there's some unorthodox behavior we expect from young guys more than women, But again, it is what it is. Nowadays, the world is changing on a very fast pace. Everything is possible. Anybody can be arrested for anything. But again, as always, the law goes on an accused is presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of competent jurisdiction. Let me take this time to recognize a few people here, at least those who have said something. I was doing it before Abraham shows up. I think Monk is here already. Brazilian Monk.
What's up, guys?
Man, welcome to SKTV. What's going on?
Not much. Another day to be alive. From the Twin Cities. It's wet here. Even though we are pushing the summer, we had good weather for the past couple of days, but today it's kind of raining a little bit, just as splashes of rain. But we take it. There's the Midwest. It's not like you guys. You guys got better weather, far way better weather than us here. So.
My man, but our weather is too hot, man. This few days, man.
Yeah, I know sometimes it can
be. We are in the hundreds.
Yeah, I know. It can be triple digit.
110 degrees.
Yeah.
112. Yeah, last week was even crazier. But
I love better weather, but I don't know the kind of a temperature you guys can hit. I don't think if I can do it.
No, you can't survive it, man. Because if you used to Minnesota, when I moved here after living in Minnesota for 10 years, when I eventually moved to Arizona, my man,
it was tough.
It took forever for me to get used to it, because imagine living in an area where
frigid weather,
almost always cold.
Cold, yeah.
Even though the weather there is very unpredictable, but for the most part, you got more cold time in Minnesota than hot. Even though the difference between Minnesota and here, the weather here, the heat here is very, very hot here, but there's no humidity, attached to it. In Minnesota, unlike Minnesota, when it's hot, you'll be sweating, all your clothing wet.
Yeah, we are.
It's not like that here. You can work right now. You can walk under the hot sun here.
Yeah,
you will not sweat.
Yeah.
So that's the only difference. It's hot, but it's not humid.
It's not humid, okay.
Yeah, it's not humid. So it's very, very good here.
But then I think I can make it over there.
Yeah, no, you can't sweat like that. Unless only you can go to the gym. The only time I can my own body can sweat a lot. But that's my nature. I can sweat a lot.
Yeah, some people sweat a lot.
Even in a cold, when I jog, you see me sweating.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Monk, we have a lot going on today. And before I jump on what's going on, we said Siliki say welcome to SKTV. Ali Sako, welcome. Yuvan Iyo, welcome to SKTV. Bruno Brucewell, welcome to SKTV. Samuel Bumbo, welcome to SKTV. Madeline, my younger, welcome to SKTV. My sister, all the way Soda. Tony Johnson, welcome to SKTV. Cindy Anderson, welcome to SKTV. Fibia Flomo. And Yumutro Kranga, my sister, right there from Minnesota as well. Welcome to SKTV as they do. Mustafa Balo, Mervyn Deshe from all the way Brussels, welcome to SKTV. Charles Russell, welcome to SKTV. And who else here? Aliu Kamara, welcome to SKTV. James Yancey, welcome to SKTV. I want to say thank you to all of you. If you haven't shared the show, please go ahead and do so. Among Mr. Cummings, I saw Mr. Cummings yesterday after being missing for a while, and I saw Mr. Cummings with Mariah Yakula, his chief of staff. I don't know whether she still is his chief of office staff, because I haven't heard anything about being dismissed or relinquishing her position. So as far as we are concerned, she is still the chief of office staff of Mr. Cummings. I saw her cruising with Cummings being the driver, smiling all over the place. And after being in political, after being missing in action for some reason, and his appearing coming with smile and other things is somehow welcoming. But what do you make of the fact that Mr. Cummings is first, appearance on social media is not, on any serious things like a policy or something that is memorable, with just, smiling with, with his chief of staff driving around the city. You think that that's what is expected, especially given the fact that a lot of people blame Mariah Yakula as one of those people that contributed to the dismal performance of Mr. Cummings. And Mr. Cummings being cruising and smiling all over the place here, being the driver of Mariah, around the place. Do you think this is what his supporters expected, or this is something that could be somehow disappointing to some of them?
Well, I won't call it disappointing, because for me, as I keep saying it on this show, when you come from an election is a grueling process. It takes away your time, it takes away your energy, your resources. You can be mentally drained. I remember the former Republican presidential candidate Mitt Romney said, almost like when somebody punch you in the gut, that's how you can feel like. So you want to take some time off. You want to live a normal life. You want to be away from politics, do your assessment before coming back. I think that label of people performing below expectation, and people were expecting to do some shake-up. Look, I believe in the policy that if I give you my money, I want the best of the best. If I'm the one paying you for your services, you should give me the result that I want. If you cannot give me the result, you are fired. But I don't want to say that over to say, I couldn't Donald Trump, because that's it. If I give you my money, whether you're a political consultant or you're a chief of office staff, if I cannot get result, you do some reshuffling, because it's your personal resources. I think he's still taking his sabbatical, have fun. Look, Sekou, there will always be time for politics. Some people say, the man should come out like my brother. I don't remember George Weah being in the vanguard. I don't remember Joseph Boakai in the trenches grueling every day. I know those people. They make up their mind before they can even decide to cast the ballot. So if Mr. Cummings believes that he needs 6 months or 9 months or up to a year, that's his choice. I'm not a political consultant. I'm just giving an honest opinion and an honest view. But I know that before he can come back in politics, he can take all the selfie and all the Facebook posts. You can show all the Ferrari, but at the end of the day, it got to be something major happening in the background to give people the sense that you are ready for business. Because it's 2 appearances now in recent time. I saw him doing the cleanup campaign exercise at the ANC headquarters. He was there, and the video that surfaced yesterday on the social media. So it's up to him. That's his choice to make at the end of the day.
Yeah, so some people just coming on, they were not here from the start of the show. Some are concerned about Abraham, who is, because you're not seeing Sekou Kroma today. Sekou Kroma today is taking off today, Abraham is the um, radio manager for Top FM in Dredu. So Abraham going to be substituting uh, Sekou Kruma today. But Abraham is his own man. He has his own man. He has his own way of understanding the politics. And so he does not represent Sekou. He represents Top FM. So he has the right to give his opinion on issue as he see fit. So yeah, same question to you, Sekou. What do you think about Mr. Cummings' first appearance after a minute to be smiling, looking in very happy mood and driving around. Some people would think, oh well, maybe this man lost the election, he's angry. But the very first time we saw him after the election was in a Ferrari, you know, downtown Atlanta, Georgia. We saw that, and then now we are seeing him again in a very happy mood in Liberia with his chief of staff. I mean, what do you think? What do you think Cummings is? If you could get into Cummings' mind right now, what will you be thinking? What is man thinking about? It may get say, what, I don't care about what happened yesterday, moving on, or maybe let me take some time off, enjoy myself, and then come back later on. What do you think will be going on, on his mind?
Well, coming up from the minds of Alexander Cummings, I think he deserves to be happy as a human, despite his political involvement in Liberia. Cummings went to the elections. He devoted time, energy, resources, and the anticipated result was not getting. On the contrary, all of what he hoped for at the time was never fruitful. He did not yield any fruit as being expected. Now he took a time to stay back, stay off politics, trying to recalibrate, trying to bring his mind together, resting himself to get on track. And at the same time, Cummings will not just sit without following our country's activities, most especially seeing him as one of the major contenders in Liberia's elections, most especially. And so he has stayed sometimes back, observing Liberia's politics as well, trying to rest his mind. Losing election is not an easy thing, especially spending resources. We know how Liberia is. During the political season, Liberia, most especially Liberians term the political season as the time for business. So you wouldn't just have things going on easily as may be expected. Maybe like other countries, you wouldn't spend much money into politics, but not for Liberia. Liberia, you got to spend much more if you need the result. And he devoted the time, the energy, the efforts, everything, and he did not yield any fruit from all of what was spent, from what was strongly imported into the elections. So he had to go back to rest his mind. And this will not take long time as people expect. When is he going to come back to start checkmating government? When is he going to come back to start proving himself right that, yes, I think I'm the best person. This is time that we start to work. Perhaps there are some things that he did not do that the Liberian people saw and they did not vote him. So he needed to come back. And so I think in his mind, he had the time to rest. He got exactly what was needed. And so it's about time that he bring himself back to the Liberian people, showing exactly what he can be able to do, not being in the presidency, and maybe this may give him the chance for the presidency. And so there are a series of things that he has observed, and he needs to come back to the people. He needs to start working, because the earlier you start, the earlier you have your chance. And who knows at the end of the day.
In a nutshell, the sooner the better.
Yeah,
I got it. Thank you so much. So Mabel is trying to, join us. He's been struggling with the link. And but Mabel will pay fine today. The major putting the thing on the link, the mail was running late, So the major was running late. Yeah. So we cut the man, on the camera. You remember? Running late to the job. We putting it on the link. So, chief, the link that you said to me, not working on it. You want to put the blame on me now instead of
No. Serious there, I was like, how come? But I entered and said, no, the other broadcast had ended. I said, no, something is going on. How can this Saturday is behaving like?
how come Mo was able to use the same link?
Hey, I hope, no, I hope Sekou, you telling your people behind me. you got to confess.
Maybe they are watching the Euros. I don't know if it's a game on now or they were spying one little TV in the background.
Remember Ronnie coming. Remember Ronnie coming. Remember far away.
No. Yeah. Sekou, how come you are dressing like this? Sekou, you got to stop.
Why? I'm going to join the rescue team. The rescue children falling off of the train, so someone got to go and rescue them. So I'm about to join the rescue team.
How will you join when other people are resigning?
Yeah, but that's the reason why we got to join to rescue.
There's who we agree.
Rescue us now.
It's our time to agree, right?
Yeah. No. Me, I'm not going to agree. I just got to join the train to make sure all the children, when I jump over the train, before the train becomes empty. I want to be there to make sure we hold on some of the children so everybody can be jumping off of the train. Because the papa will make it. Yeah.
Yes, indeed, they will make it. And thank you so much, Sekou. I struggle, even though President Monk says some of the things, I was watching some of the European League or the tournament. Let me just say the tournament.
I told you. I told you.
That's true.
Please don't find me. Please don't. Let me tell you, Sekou. No, see you. So now again, he said, so whole night no sleep. Some of workers, what can life be this? In the kind of country, then no sleep. The day is going to go also. Then the baby made to be able to sleep the night. But again, that's the life. Some of the children, they don't even know the kind of country they're into, but they want to put all that stress on you as a parent. You got to bear it. So please forgive me. I went to watch the European tournament. I was watching Spain and another Croatia game, and I left. I think it was 3-1. Maybe Benjamin will correct me, but I think it was 3-1 when I left.
Let me tell you something.
I left it at 3-0. I didn't even know that.
I always, deprive myself of a lot of good things because of this show business, my man. Trust me.
Indeed.
Sometimes some good things can be going on. I can't just do it because if time interferes with our time to do the show, I just have to let go one. And I always take the show first because a lot of people waiting on us. They don't even know what's going on with it on the.
That's why I called Steve. I should call you too because that game started like 2 hours. I think it was 10 o'clock your time because it started at 11 o'clock for me in the Midwest and you 2 hours behind me. So it was 9 a.m. this morning. I think you just didn't get a memo because you could have watched it before even the show gets on the way, but
I know. Actually, I know I've been following the Europe this year.
Yeah, I think it started yesterday, but I'm mistaken.
My mind was on the championship, and we took that. I'm very proud of that. We the Madrid people there. Our focus was on the league, and we already get so. And we now Madrid is referred to as the kings of Europe. So nobody can really pull foot when it comes to the Champions League with Real Madrid. That's what they call real. They're not kind of fake, Barcelona, And when I'm spelling Barcelona, other people can spell it like BAR and then C whatever. I can start with BAD and then CE and then the rest of it. Yeah, I start with BAR.
Look. Don't make for Steve to come home.
Bad. Barcelona. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Steve, look out for you. Anyway, some of us
anyway,
we even get it yet.
Yeah. So let's get to the issue here. Melbourne, what's going on in Liberia? What's new? I know we have a lot going on, but and at some point it looks like Chairman Billet will be joining us because we have a lot of things going on in the House of Representatives and the Senate, and we invited him to come and set some records straight because They're all accused, all of them. You know, we will have chairmanability here at some point to come and clarify some things going on. And also, we are getting some information based on some Facebook posting. It looks like our information is right. It looks like President Boagai had made the decision based on the investigation. Let me put in quotation because I don't know. Based on the investigation that they did about the commotion within the LDEA between Colonel A.B. Kroma, the Director General, and his two principal deputies. We have learned that there is a decision made, and from the look of things, it seems like what we predicted could be the outcome. However, we will want to remain tight-lipped on it for a second. Maybe down the line we will elaborate more. But from the Facebook posting, social media posting of the people involved, I think I can see one party kind of like already seeing their own destiny as to how the whole thing gonna look like. However, Joseph Baga always get investigations going on. Most of the investigations are kind of like open-ended investigation. They keep going on and on and on forever with no end in sight, like many other investigations in the past. But it looks like this other one is, I think decisions are made, and hopefully it will be made public very soon. From what we're hearing, it seems like what we predicted going to be the result. I'm not sure yet, but we'll talk about it later on. But maybe what's going on in Monrovia? What's going on with you? And how is Liberia? What are some of the trending news right now in our country?
Well, so thank you, Sekou, our CEO and all of Business Monk. And I'm seeing Abraham and Donkey. I want to say good evening to all of you there and our viewers and our listeners. I know I've been receiving a lot of calls, messages as to maybe where are we with SKTV? I'm almost there, but I'm setting up. So thanks to all of you for patiently waiting that you follow the show. Indeed. So indeed, Sekou, like you said, today is Saturday, and mind you, sometime on the weekend you see a lot of Liberians, trying to take away their stress. So that you find them into some of the social areas, like for example video clubs, entertainment centers, and so on, up to even Sunday. Then on Monday they begin nothing happening. But some of the news that are trending now is the rescue Ramo. Someone will say Martin K. Nkoli, who has finally officially turned up in his resignation to President Boakai as maybe the one of the person on the outside recovery team of the president. That means Martin K. Nkoli has finally resigned from the team, and in fact he said to the president, I have officially turned in my resignation to President Boakai as RFs, that means the outside recovery team member. I thank the president for everything and wish him well as he leads our country. I have no regrets to have supported him. I will now return to where I was, civil society. So that tells you that the former, someone said John Rambo, or the former Rambo, has finally resigned from the government and is now going on his civil society basis. Yes, indeed. So another news that will also been hearing into the corridor of the LDA that you're talking about. Indeed, there are some unconfirmed report though, but we're getting that news also from the corridor of the DA that indeed those three LDA officials that were suspended by the president has not been reinstated by the president. That's the news that we're getting. So that means Colonel A.B. Kroma and his deputies, that is Fadiga and Kawu and Kowu, right? Kowu, they have been reinstated according to the information that we're getting. even though it is still yet unconfirmed. But since Friday, that news been in the corridor of the LDA, and even up to date, we are even interacting with some LDA or officers, and they say yes, indeed, maybe this information is true, but until they can say it to us, or until the government of Liberia can also tell us, then I mean it will be confirmed that indeed those 3 officials that were suspended by the government has been reinstated. So indeed, this is what's happening, and with the issue of the senators have still been some of the training news. People are heavily, in fact, disappointed. Our people are divided on some of the issues, and some of the things that have also been raised was the media, especially the journalists that also attended that program, receiving 10,000 Liberian dollar or 4 persons, according to the information, equivalent to 200 USD. So people are not saying that how will, in fact, how would the Liberian government, through the Senate, through the media or the journalists in a form and manner, by giving them 10,000 Liberian dollars, that was insult. So there are so many reactions to the entire retreat that have been held in Grand Bassa, or someone said Bikana, Grand Bassa County. And we're also hearing that the lawmakers or the lower house, any movement for any time from now on, they'll be having a retreat, but it's like they are jittering or what going on or what happening. So maybe they may eat it up one way or the other, stop it, or maybe find how to do it. So these are some of the information that we're getting from the corridor of the lower house. So indeed, these are things. Thank you so much, and Virginia Mark, and the rest of you.
All right. Mo, do you have something to say before I jump into something else? Because today we are speaking about the state of our nation, everything included. So we have some information about some of the corruption in our country. And Mo, do you have something to say before we move to something else?
Well, I think Melbourne said it all, like the 2 trending news. I mean, happening today, that caught my attention was the whole LDA stuff. That was one of them. And the mountain collie stuff. I mean, I was trying to read into the local dailies, I think from yesterday, papers, I think mainly the front page Africa, but it was a story that actually got me weak. I just shut my computer down when the LGBTQ community in Liberia said that they got lubricant shortage. How is not a fair game? What?
Are you serious?
I'm serious. It was in the front page Africa that they out of lubricant, and it's the rain season. They're looking for they want grease their tires, and it's not fair because there was an international organization that used to give them. They call them the how they call their name? They call them the Population Services International that used to give them free lubricant for sex, and they are not giving it anymore. And due to the economic hardship, they cannot afford lubricant. So I think they might be protesting too in Liberia. That news got me sick. I guess shut my computer down. I'm like, no,
you know why I don't want to talk about that particular news right now. I'm fasting today.
Yeah,
today is a day of so I'm fasting today. Yeah. So I don't want to go deep into that.
You said a tire shop, they add a lubricant, and it's not fair for them, their community, because it's a rain season time, and the activity that happen usually during the rain season. They don't have sufficient lubricant in the country to service them, so they might be coming up.
So that one, they're to blaming the rescue.
The rescue team got to subsidize the operation and got to provide funding so they can buy lubricant.
Wow. And so we were past that for now, unless maybe want to say something about it, but other than that. Unless the incoming people want to say something about that. Other than that,
yeah. Seku, indeed, you are right, because there's a lot of social. She was say yes, indeed, that there are a lot of social issues that we intend to talk about. But anyway, we're going to keep that for today, and tomorrow will be Father Day. We're going to look at some of the issues as to Lapu Kema. Who win the case, what the outcome, what's going to happen next, and all of the things. And to what Businessman just said, indeed, I read that, I followed that, but even the United Methodist Church of Liberia, they also protest against the things. But again, we'll be looking at that tomorrow also as to why we as a people, because mind you though, this is not our culture. How come we are going to this bit by bit? So that means when we are not careful, they kind of thing that coming on now, something may likely happen. So indeed, I like the way you said, for me, let just remain mute until Sunday. Sunday that maybe won't break the
You just said something that caught my attention. You said it's not our culture. Are you not aware that your president, George, we are legalized that thing in Liberia when he went to Zambia, the Lusaka conference? That Liberia is a signatory to that.
Yeah,
Are you not aware?
We broke the news and details here.
We broke it here. Let's get TV.
That's a thing, my brother. But as far as we are concerned, it's not our culture. Yeah, so I will say that maybe one day we're going to come up with a topic. Maybe or maybe we're going to be talking about, because mind you though, there are people also that follow us. Maybe socially they want to know as to where are we when it comes to some of these things, because this issues is very serious. And you're right, President Monk. Even the United Methodist Church, they protested against all of these things. Again, we see this thing coming up in the media. Where are we as people? So maybe one day we're going to look at this thing. But for now on, I want to remain mute. And, maybe until tomorrow or maybe another time.
So the last time we informed our listening audience about what was going on at the Western Cluster when the president, Joseph Nyima Boakai, suspended their operation until they can regulate themselves, their status, especially when it comes to the road network and regulating, the weight issues and how we can work without, damaging the road, and how the people and the country in which they are operating, how the country could benefit, how they could employ the citizens of the country so that, the mining can benefit the people. We told you that the information as was presented was not the case. It was all about what they can get as government, because they believe George Weah government extended the contract of Western Cluster before leaving, and they did it right at the door when they were leaving. So Joseph Boakai people felt that was not right, that was unfair to them, and they believed that they were the one to sign the new contract so they can get their kickbacks and have something in their pocket. But there are more things surfacing when it comes to the operation of those companies that are working in our country. If you look at the national budget, their contribution to the national budget is very limited. It's like a drop in the bucket if you consider what they are getting out of the country. But beyond that, it seems like more people in government positions are interested what goes to their pocket as opposed to what goes to the country. Lawrence, welcome. I don't know, you're 1 hour late. I hope everything is well.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So it will interest you to learn that And with this information, we try to reach out to Senator Edwin Snow. SKTV was informed that one of the reasons why Senator Snow is being one of the fierce advocates for Western Cluster was that Senator Edwin Mervyn Snow has about 100 trucks. 100 trucks assigned with Western Cluster that are hauling things for them between the port and the company from Cape Mount. And we are informed that each of those trucks are making a minimum of $500 to $1,000 a day. Somebody said they were even making $300 per trip. Not to mention how much they're making a day. Calculate that money. If you take the bare minimum, maybe half of what is reported, if one person gets about 50 trucks and making $500 a day on each truck, do you know how much money is that? So we're also informed that the other company in Nimba County, that the current vice president has about 50 trucks in that company. If you have 50 trucks in a company paying you $500 to $1,000 a day, do you know how much is that? Even if it's $300 a day, times 50 or times 100. So it's like the country, the people who are poor will remain poor, they will remain beggars, and those in power will continue to enrich themselves at the expense of the poor majority. So when we got this information yesterday, I was so you have a lot of people who are not in government. They want to involve in business. It means that if Melbourne, as one of the regular people in the country, if Melbourne got money to buy one truck, to send that truck to work for West Cluster, Melbourne will be benefiting, his family will survive, and a lot of people that work with that truck will survive. But yet our government officials, what they have been doing, and this is not just with Joseph Boakai government, this has been the MO of our government officials. When there's a contract, they will create company for themselves. And then they will use the country money, the money they're stealing from the country, they will buy equipment for themselves and give the contract to themselves. Hey God. Some of us can't live in Liberia because I will be in jail or they will do something to me. This is daylight robbery of the people. When you hear, oh, Snow is rich, Snow got money. And by the way, I try calling Snow because we have always done that. Whenever we got information on anybody, we always call them to either deny or confirm the information before we can bring it to public. But if you decide to ignore the calls or the communication, we would stay calm and inform the public based on information available to us. Liberian government officials, they use the people money, buy equipment, and assign the equipment to the company. In fact, they will tell the company, I will protect you if you take my trucks. So that means if Lawrence, Abraham Duncan here or Melbourne, if they got one truck for themselves, and I'm the big man from the government, I tell the company, say, hey, don't worry about it. I purchased 20 brand new trucks and I'll protect you. I'll give you my truck there. Give me the contract. The common people will not have the opportunity because they don't have enough to provide. They don't have the power to protect. Can you imagine the kind of country we have? If the current vice president having more than 50 trucks assigned, how you call that company in Nimba? I forgot the company name. Is it Aslamita?
Yeah, Salamita.
Aslamita, yeah. We were informed that the current vice president got about 50 trucks there. And this is not new. That's why he got rich. And guess what? There are other names of other key government officials that have created a company of their own and award the contract or award government contract to them. It means that they're taking the political position. At the same time, the one in the common people is supposed to get, the civilian is supposed to get, the business is supposed to get, they're taking all that one from them too. The people voted for you. They elect you. Why don't you leave something for the for the common people, for the country? That's why they say Africans are wicked. And when something happens, God forbid, any form of uprising happens, people will start going to after those things to burn it down because people are so angry. They're saying it because they have.
Tell us second. I don't know, maybe you're forgetting about the buildings. Even the government is also renting from some of these people. I don't want to add on to what you're saying.
Yeah, anyway, remember, are we doing a news bulletin?
No.
Okay, today is Saturday, today, no news bulletin. Okay, thank you. You know, this has been the problem. In fact, even their clinics, money that is available, that is budgeted in the clinic, the reason why you can see them approving everything because the money is not distributed rightly. They have their own clinics wherein when $1 million is allocated to the clinics, 75% or 80% of that will go to the clinics that is owned by the lawmakers and key government officials. So continuously, enriching themselves and keeping the country in agile poverty, keeping everybody else as beggars. How are we going to progress? How are we going to move forward as a country? And this is beyond Joseph Nima Boakai. This is beyond George Weah. This has been the way Liberian politics been conducted from Ellen Johnson Sirleaf time. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the one that set the stage for all these corruptions in Liberia after the return of constitutional democracy. So we're not going to put everything by and large on Joseph Nima Boakai, but he is a contributor, a major contributor. He was the second person. And in fact, he started with the same thing. When he was responsible for the group of 77, money that were given to them, he misused it. When Liberian company brought money, millions of dollars, Joseph Boakai was the head for that project. That money was nowhere to be found. In fact, when Joseph Boakai was vice president, he oversaw different ministries, different projects. And guess what happened? They misused all the money. When Joseph Nima Boakai as vice president came to the United States, and I'm not talking about somewhere else, right here in Phoenix, Arizona, where I live, he got some help to help improve our educational sectors. He has a best friend here, our former president of our organization here. That's Joseph Boakai, age mate. He's well connected, very resourceful guy. They took him to the state government, and they were able to secure some income donation, including cash, including materials. I'm talking about millions of dollars, not hundreds of $100,000 of dollars, millions of dollars. And Joseph Boakai went with them in Liberia. He was vice president. Those things were not accounted for. So it's like we'll say in Liberia that monkey will not leave her black hen behind. When you are corrupt, you corrupt. Sometimes people can be corrupt, you will not know who they are. Sometimes people can be bad, you don't know who they are because they are not being given the opportunity to corrupt. So when I say corruption, we're not going to put it squarely on Joseph Nima Boakai. It means that he's not responsible for everything going on in the country. What Snowden doing, Joseph Boakai is not responsible for it. Snow is not Snow alone. In fact, some of the senators, they are in today's business again of buying tanker trucks. Contract. You know, during early time, it was this contract awarded to Aminata and Son. The worth of a $90 million contract. It was a big fight. Some of the government officials that were somehow benefiting through that contract, they were seen as protectors of Aminata and Son Company. And those that never received their share of the pie, they became advocates for good governance because they never get anything coming for themselves. When they were given the opportunity to even purchase 1 or 2 trucks, 2 tankers, 2, 3 tankers, 4 tankers, some of them now have 230 tankers. Now the deal was sealed, no more problem. Everything was legal then. When they had not had anything in it, it was not legal. But by the time they were given the opportunity now to have something coming for them, everything become legal. The problem of Liberia, all those people that can be sinking behind the leaders, as I've said before, they need help. Some of them, they don't know what's going on. The stealing from our country is not just the money they are taking from the coffer directly, but they are also taking the people businesses from them. Where in the world you want to be in government, you want to be the one holding all the businesses. That's what happened. We told you guys that Jowia people then they were not smart. That most of Jowia supporters, most of Jowia government officials, they were involved in corruption. They didn't know how to do the corruption. The real road and the real criminals are the ones that been with Unity Party from the get-go. Snow used to be with them. King Kong, Emmanuel Nukwe, McGill. All the people that I'm calling Anito, they all corrupt, and they are the ones that are richest people in Liberia. Because why? They steal from the government, from the government's cover, and reinvest it by depriving the private citizen to getting the contracts, and they award the contract to themselves, and then they become rich and richer. Even if they're not in government, they're already taking your money, taking your job, taking private sector job and investment onto themselves. Then the people are left with nothing. How come one person will have 50 trucks, 100 trucks, and the rest of the people in the country are suffering? Do you know how much damage those trucks from snow are doing to the roads, to the street? Everybody else struggling to travel in those areas just because one person to benefit. If snow one can get 100 trucks, how many trucks the private citizen, businesses, people, the common citizen who want to engage in business, how many trucks are they going to have? If you want to own everything in the country, let me tell you, construction companies in Liberia all belongs to government officials. Road construction companies, they own them. No private citizen can own those. In fact, you know what they did? Even to get an importer license for rice, they make it so high, ordinary person or startup can't make it. You can't do business in Liberia. They will tell you to pay them $6 million. I don't think 6,000 was $6 million. We have some company that wanted to go to Liberia to import rice. They went in the country for assessment and exploration. They told them to pay $6 million before they can give them the license. So, because it's not about the money, what they're trying to do, they're trying to stop you from involving in the business so they can award it to themselves. Remember when Ami Moda had a meeting with the rice importers. When Joseph Parker people they say they want certain money, certain percentage on each bag of rice. When the importer have problem, and then when they expose them, guess what happened? They decided to get them out of business. They are creating their own businesses, calling it, oh, we want Liberian let it be Liberian people own businesses. Other people who've been helping the country from early time, because they are now complying with them, giving them money that they want to get them out of businesses so they themselves can create other businesses, award themselves all the contracts so they themselves can control the economy. You in government, you're getting paid. You're getting undeserved amount of money on a monthly basis. You get all the privileges. In fact, some of them, they got duty-free opportunity. They are allowed to bring certain things in the country for free. Yeah, despite all the money they're getting, they are allowed to bring certain things in the country for free. Some of them who don't have money, who don't have the opportunity to actually engage in that, you know what they do? They sell those spots to people. They will call me right now, Oseku, I heard that you got shipping, company, you got this and that. I got spot for you, duty free. How much are you going to pay me? So if that person is supposed to pay $10,000 for whatever they are bringing in the country to the government of Liberia, they will tell them, say, just give me $5,000. You use my spot. Liberia is just corrupt to the core. Almost everybody is corrupt. If they are not caught here, they are not caught. I just wanted to speak to some of those things, especially the way they're taking our people to be a bunch of stupid people. And most of them, for the most part, are very stupid. Because when you're talking for them, they feel like you are against them. They have some level of slave mentality. They will attack somebody who's trying to protect them, somebody who is fighting for them, thereby protecting their oppressors, people who are looting their country, and they will attack somebody who's trying to help them and expose the criminals. It is disheartening. I thought to talk about this today, and I think Liberian people need to wake up. They need to pay attention. They keep promoting looters, corrupt money officials, criminals to higher government position because they are getting the crops. Nothing you're getting. Some of them, they're even happy despite any snow is exploiting them, but the fact that snow go and create a fine, employ them there, after pocketing millions of dollars a year, and give them $100, $150, $50 a month, they are happy, and they will praise him for him. They will insult anybody who will call snow name, forgetting to know that these people are stealing their resources. Like in the home of your family, the older son will go and steal $1 million from the father's account and then give, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 to all the other kids, and they're happy. Forgetting to know that the older son is taking the inheritance of the entire family. I would like for you guys to come in. These are things that are keeping our country stalled, and we're not going to move forward. Liberia will remain poor. Liberia will remain devastated until these corrupt officials can really feel for our country and let go some of the ambitions and let go some of the greed, allow people themselves to participate in their own economy so they too, their life can be changed. Or until people of Liberia, the common people, the commoner can get it and say, you know what, enough is enough, and stop it. Other than that, we'll be here forever. What say you, Mom, before I go to the other guys?
For me, whenever there is a problem, I like to look at the root cause. I love going down, I love doing deep dive. I keep saying it's a business model in Liberia. There is a difference between wickedness and corruption. People, nowhere in the world is perfect, but people make sure that what the ordinary people need, they provide basic services to ordinary people. In the case of Liberia, it's a complete opposite. And the reason that I can tell people all the time, I am not optimistic about Liberia because the prevailing circumstances are there for everyone to see. It's a business model. When you keep people poor enough to destitution level, they cannot be able to identify anything better for themselves. That's what they call the Stockholm syndrome in psychology. You stay alone in slavery that even when you open the prison compound to walk out, no, you want to remain there because it's all you used to. The situation in Liberia, you see the criminals, I call them bunch of money launderers in plain sight. The Western cluster, I read some of the documents, Western cluster have invested almost $300 million in Liberia since 2011. From 2011 to 2024, I would say technically it's been how many years now? More than close to how many years? 24. I would not say 24, maybe like what, 14 years. If you invested 300 million, you want to tell me that in the next 5 you're going to invest 2 billion? Is that what you want for me to believe? That a company that know that she operate in a corrupt society that invested 300 million since 2011 until today, but they want to tell the average man that they are about to invest 2 billion in 5 years. Now, if you buy into that nonsense, then I should be giving you a certificate in idiocy. Maybe you are just born stupid to believe that Western cluster will invest 5 billion in 2 billion in 5 years when they have only invested little over 300 million for the past 14 or 13 years. But here is the thing, Sekou, we say on the show all the time that there's one of the reasons I think they will stay away from SKTV for the longest, because we are not going to compromise our business model here. Like I said, you're a CEO, except maybe you changed, maybe when you wear Joseph Boaga hat or one of the politicians had, I understand, but until then, I don't think so. Because here is the deal here, Sekou. I told our audience on the show, everywhere in the world, the reason lawmakers exist is to keep people in check. The lawmakers have oversight responsibility. It's not the law or the responsibility of lawmakers to be engaged in a lot of projects. No, we have we have development superintendents, we have rural development, we have public works. These things fall under the executive. But the reason why your lawmakers are always in the day-to-day activity because of how they make money. When the building rose, they steal money. Every little project, the money come back to them. Apart from stealing in the budget, can you imagine this guy, Sekou? The committees, they put in the budget $1.7 million for committees. Just for meeting on the various subcommittee in both houses from the 2023 budget. So nothing is going to change. The people who supposed to be raising the alarm, they have accepted this way of doing business in Liberia. So it's not a Joseph Boaga problem. It's not a George Weah problem. It's a systemic problem. And it did that back. Madam Salif was the one that legalized this thing that you keep giving lawmakers money.
More, you muted yourself.
Yeah. We keep saying it on the show. We told the voters before the election that election is about choice and consequences. That Madam Salif institutionalized this particular operation in government, that in order for me to get things going in the executive, I should throw red meat to people in the legislative branch. And guess what? He has become a culture. You're not going to change it within 1 or 2 years time. She was there for 12 years. We are came and making like 18 years, and then it's going to 24 years. So to expect that business is going to change in Liberia over the coming years, I don't see that happening because it has been institutionalized and they are not stopping anytime soon. But anyway, welcome, Mr. Chairman. At least you're here, and we're talking about the lawmakers as to how they got to do business in the country, how they are milking the Liberian people and getting kickbacks in almost every project throughout the country. I understand that we need development, but I don't think that lawmakers should be overlapping their function, and then no wonder why they're always violating a procurement law. And when it comes to competitive bidding, because they are the one that own these illegal companies. Some of them cannot even reach the bare minimum to execute the contract. But guess what? Those are the people that keep winning all the contracts because the money come back to them. It's just the business. It's just the standard of business in Liberia. But anyway, welcome again, Mr. Chairman. I'll stop there.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, welcome to SKTV. Before we go to the chairman, I want to say thank you to you, Mr. Chairman. I'll call your attention. I wanted you to come on here today, even though normally you come on Sunday. But we said come today because we have a lot going on, especially all the allegations and accusation of, money flying here and there, how you're taking our businesses from the common people. You're the lawmaker there. You're the one. You want to get everything. You want to get the government paid. You want to get the private sector paid. You want to get all the contracts. You want to get everything. Liberian people are left with nothing. So we wanted you to come here today to not to defend, but to also shine light or share light on all those information based on your knowledge. However, before I go to you, Mr. Chairman, we introduced a topic. I wanted to hear maybe just 1 minute or 2 minutes from Abraham Duncan and Mabon, and then we'll go to the chairman to start. I think you've been following the show, and hopefully you have clue as to where we are right now with the conversation. So Abraham, based on what say you?
Thank you so much, Sheku, and let me say welcome to the chairman, Chairman Musa Hassan Belite. It's great to have you on the platform this evening. Thank you so much for coming. Now, Sheku, well, the way I feel right now is quite exceptional. It's quite different because if we look at our country, most especially with the intervention of our lawmakers that we have, in fact, let's take it on the overall objective to know exactly who are the richest people now in Liberia. Our country, to know who are the richest in Liberia. You will find out that even business people are not richer than the politicians. Why? People who trade, people who do businesses, people who get money on a daily basis will not be rich more than the politician. And so when I sit and think, then I see the reason why Liberians term the political season, the political period, as a time of money making, a time for profit making. That's why they will always open their arms to politicians, come and bring money. People will come and buy their votes. So that's why our Liberian laws will never be implemented. We have the laws, but how do we implement our laws? When we see the way in which our country is rolling, what bridge our country is riding on. Look at the Western Cluster Agreement. We all understood that, yes, they had to go back to review the agreement. And what is it the people are getting? What are those challenges? What are those things that, our people are experiencing? What different now after the legislature have looked at that? What different is it making to the lives of the Liberian people? When you find out that the St. Paul Bridge Road will get damaged, when you find out that the road in Logan Town to the Freeport area will get damaged, those big trucks are using the road, they are plotting the roads, and you find out that inhabitants of those communities will take in the dust from those trucks, air pollution. Nothing is given back. What to do is they only come back and say we'll repair the road instead of them paving the roads. They will only go to say let's put more dust. They will put more crushed rocks, more dust of the crushed rock, and it creates health hazard for our people. Millions of dollars of iron ores taken from our country with bogus arrangement, bogus, memorandum of understanding. They will come, they will come with these beautiful ideas. They will come that, yes, this is what we hope to give back to the communities. And the community people will be happy, will embrace all of these agreements. But at the end of the day, when the company comes and takes seat and start operation, as soon they go astray from these operations, how do community people move in when their lawmakers are back?
Amen. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I think I'll stop the file for the time sake.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for that very much brilliant input. Mabel, do you have something to say before we go to Lawrence? Then we have to start our conversation with the chairman. Briefly.
All right. So indeed, thank you so much, CEO Segu. And let me say good evening to my own dynamic and work on the chairman, Honorable Musa Asambelete. So indeed, let me just debunk some of the comments that I saw that I don't know, Mabel went off because no. Look, we have sometimes we have some disruption due to the weather. So sometimes the internet.
It went off because we were talking deep into the.
Yeah, so a few comments they say, let me tell some of you, thank God the chairman is here. Look, I don't know, but sometimes when we see these people and say, I'm a Christian, and the man I work for is a Muslim. I've been here for the past 11 years plus. Now, one day, I observe any interference with any of our activities, of our broadcasts coming from the chairman. That is, if God want to take away my life today, I'm with it, but that's just a fact. So don't come here, maybe somebody told me about to call up. No. Anything you say on this radio, Chairman Musa Asambelete has nothing to do with it. Just be safer and just be straight to the point. And that's just it. So again, Seku, you just say everything. And let me just tell you the truth. That's just it. Liberia problem is Liberians. I did interact today with a counselor, and what I heard today, it broke me down.
Okay.
Liberia problem is Liberians, nothing more, nothing less. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Let's go to Lawrence. Lawrence, you got the last one on this, then we go to the chairman.
Thank you, CEO, for having me on the show. I'd like to say, related good evening, thanks for joining the SKTV show this evening. Well, Mr. Kane, let me tell you one thing. Today, if they just say they cut it down all benefits and even reducing lawmaker salary, you will not see men running to become representative. Those men go there because of the money benefit. And they are not even in the interest of the Liberian people. Can you imagine right here in Beaumont where I sit, China Union Company, the highest investment ever in the history of Liberia, $2.6 billion investment. Come and see Beaumont. Come and see the play. You don't even know that company here. The Chinese can put the workers in all locomotive from Beaumont to the concession. And that locomotive, they were using it in Germany. There's a man who was doing business. He bought it, brought it to Liberia. He was using it on the railroad from here to Monrovia. One Nathaniel Richardson. He sold that locomotive to the Chinese. They men can pull our brother in the east. At time when they coming from the concession, the brake will give a little compact Beaumont to go all the way. So now can be just on the one before you stop. 2.6 billion. I tell you something, you will hear people highlighting the locomotive, they can't pass in Beaumont. They will go as fast as kilometer 3.0, so now 2.8 before you stop. 2.6 billion. So just today, that is just say they cut it all benefit, all salary, they cut it down. You don't see plenty of people won't become represented. You only say people who got the country are hard to go there. Some men go there because of the man. Let me tell you, Mr. Kane, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Once again, thank you so much for coming on despite the short notice. But I want to say thank you to you for always being available to come on, even when the grounds are really, really hot and fired up. You will always show face regardless. And I hope you are ready today because we got a lot of questions for you to answer. I hope some of the questions will not take you off guard, and then sometimes you maybe shoot yourself in the foot, because today we have a lot going on in the country, and the microscope is on the legislature where you belong. Mr. Chairman, for the past few days, the conversation has been about 10,000 that is received by the entire legislature, each 10,000 as legislative visit money. Also, we have received conflicting information from Senators DeLong, Nyongli, Amara Kone, giving the same figure or different, explanation in terms of money they did spend at their retreat. And the country is at the crossroad right now. A lot going on. What do you know about this 10,000 that is supposedly supposed to be in the budget that's been distributed or that is to be distributed to the legislature, including the House of Representatives? Have you received yours, or do you know anything about the $10,000?
So, good evening to viewers and listeners across the globe. And greetings from Nimba County. I'm from Saklipi, the seat of District 7, where I struggled fatally yesterday to get in my district because the road from Ganta to Saklipi, which I posted.
I was going to ask you about that.
Very bad.
Yeah.
Chico, all of you, whether the media, whether the text message, whether the Lawrence here, whether the Abraham, whether the Maume, Monk, or my son, Mabon, you're not serious yet. When you're serious, you will get the kind of leaders you want. No, not the whole country. You know, everybody has taken up the issue of $450,000 to the Senate. Who is talking about $272 million that has been spent in the Senate for 6 years without accountability? The legislature. All of you are okay with that. It's not even an issue. I'm the one just talking about it.
How many million dollars was that again?
272 million United States dollars spent between 2018 and 2023. How many of you talk about it? How many of you want a transparent legislature?
Wow.
How many of you want a transparent legislature? But when people get, as a member of the legislature.
You said over 6 years?
Yes, from 2018 to 2023. And in
272 million.
272 million. No account. Absolutely no account. But you want to talk about 450,000. Look, my friend.
Won't talk about everything.
When there's no transparency, when there's no accountability, good people be messed up in the name of bad people. I know how much I need in my district to develop my district. And I know that money is nothing, it's chicken change, and I want more. Let me tell you now, I want more. You know the problem, Sego?
No.
What you do with the money? I left my district. I came. I received 2 months ago, or maybe 1 month ago, I received $15,000. The money that I spent, and of course, that money that I received, at the end of the period under review, I will make a report to the team. They don't want audit. I will audit myself as a lawmaker. I will report to the Liberian people every dime I receive from the legislature and exactly what I did with it. And the things that I need to do with it.
Are you going to make the report available to SKTV?
Before anybody get it, SKTV will get it. And I will send it to plenary, and it will be detailed, whether it's scholarship, whether it's medical bill, whether it's helping a hospital. Simple. As I speak to you, we just procured, just today, 35 bundle of 28 gauge zinc to come and roof the hospital, the housing capacity of our doctors in our hospital. You understand? because there's no accountability, then when people go and take 10,000, 15,000, the country is like the place coming boing. But the legislature receive this money, everything that's happening to them, they deserve it. And I want the people to give it to them good. Because as long as they don't want accountability, as long as they don't want to tell the people what they're doing with this money and how they're spending this money, then let it happen like that. But I can tell you, Sekou, as a lawmaker, every dime that comes in the house, I need 3-4 times more to satisfy the needs of my people.
So to call one matter short on this particular 10,000, have you received yours?
I didn't receive 10,000, not yet. But I'm sure I'll receive it, and I will gladly take it.
And when do you expect to have?
Anytime it comes, I will take it.
Yeah, but was there any conversation that you're supposed to be coming soon?
I am entitled to a legislative engagement fund.
This one is called legislative visit.
That is something, legislative engagement.
Because
no.
Okay,
no, yes.
So this is different from the $30,000 the other opponent received in the 53rd and 54th.
I was not member of the 54.
I can tell you, your information, do you know whether or not it's the same?
I haven't followed that up, but I know that we have what we call legislative engagement, which is more or less to say you go to your people. Now, it's not free money. It's not money that you can use and just go and put in your pocket and come home. People make it appear like it's supposed to be that way. And the lack of transparency is enraging the public. But, Sekou, if I come back to you and tell you that I have carried out more than 30 honey operations, one of which costs almost $28,000, okay, in my district. If I come back to you to say the monthly hospital bill that I pay in my district is equal to between $150,000 to $300,000 Liberian every month in my district, you will understand. People understand, but there's no report. There's no accountability. And then, of course, so when legislators receive money, it goes into this whole bucket of lack of transparency. They are fighting everything to audit that place. Even this system audit, this so-called system audit that you put, the people are not even doing it again. And the GSC is giving this service to Liberian people because they are driving the GSC out of the building there.
Really?
No, but yes.
Wow.
The people are there entrenched and unwilling and unable. And this is being aided by the president of Liberia because he has the right under this act that created GSC to order the audit of the legislature.
He has not done that.
Yeah, he has not done that. You understand? So, I think I'm coming here on this show to say I shouldn't receive. I'm going to receive $100,000 as my project money for the sake of the public. This year, that money, I have so many volunteer teachers and volunteer doctors in my district working every day without pay. I made a decision. I just met with the health team and the education team today. As I'm speaking to you, for the last 1 week, my team have been going from school to school to capture the name of all of the volunteer teachers, and then to the clinics and the hospital and the midwifery area to capture the name of the volunteer health workers. I'm compiling them, submitting it to the list with their name through the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Information. Health. That 100,000 is going to those people this year from my district to give it to them.
Look, Chairman, let me ask
you. Understand? That is money that I need, and I said the last time.
Yeah, let me ask you this: you need that's the money you need. If I know it's necessary for you to speak for your people and for you to do the best for your people that elected you. However, we have a system of government wherein you have the Ministry of Education, you have the Ministry of Health, and you have the local government, you have the superintendent, you have the city mayors, you have other people representing the executive. What are they doing? If you have to do all of the above, that's supposed to be the work of the executive. I think the job of the legislature is lawmaking and oversight. When it comes to developments and other agendas, people expect the government to be doing it. But my question to you now, the $100,000 you talk about and the $10,000, are those money going to go through the procurement process? Or is the money going to come to you directly to your pocket, or you're going to go through a procurement process and through the government agencies that are close with the authority to execute some of those projects?
Maybe you are not listening to me.
No, but when you say, I want that money, I'm going to get the money, people feel that the money is going to go to your pocket. Can you explain?
Okay, I was just explaining to you.
Okay.
I want to compare the teachers and the nurses' name. I will write lists through the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Education. I have no implementation authority as far as those money concerned.
Okay.
My job is to instruct the relevant authority how I want the money spent in my district. I made a decision that in my district, the health and education sector have been poorly managed and maintained. And therefore, those people need to be appreciated. So I put it there. We need much more. We need everything in our district. But we can start with that. So it's not for me to receive a check of 100,000 and put it there. No. Legislative engagement is different from legislative project.
Okay.
Project, you have to go through the government, and anything you want to do, you can pinpoint to that, and then the government will implement it. You have to do an official letter to list, and then copy the relevant, like the teachers, their payment will go through the Ministry of Health. The doctors, the nurses, and the volunteer doctors and nurses, their payment will go through the Ministry of Health. Finish. That's how it's going to be. As far as the 10,000 you're talking about is direct payment to the lawmaker. It does not preclude you from. You are a custodian of public trust. You are the first branch of government, the most powerful branch of government. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you being entrusted with $10,000.
But you get paid. Why are you getting $10,000 for?
No, I said entrusted.
That's what I'm saying. But people think, because people have been receiving the money with no accountability.
But this is what lack of transparency comes in.
Exactly. So
the legislature is encouraging everything that is happening to them today. They deserve it because they are encouraging the culture of lack of transparency. And some people clearly don't have no intention to use the money for the welfare of their people. So they don't encourage transparency. For me, where I am, at the end of the period under which I was given any cent, I will inform the people of Liberia, the people of my district, how each and every cent of those amount was spent. That's what I'm here
so
for.
what do you guys need
An
that money?
audit would have made that easier.
What do you guys need that money? Because you're already getting the money for legislative projects. So what do you need extra $10,000 for?
Simple. Do you know how much money the executive branch of government uses? Have you done your math? Have you done your math? Each of these ministries, health, education, finance, Did you see the budget where the Ministry of Finance had spending money over $85 million?
But you have
not one of those people.
Make sure they use the money.
Not one of those people were elected by the Liberian people.
True.
They just one green letter that appointed them. They have access to that kind of money. Everything that is happening to the legislature today, they look for it. And I feel very bad our farmers are in the midst of it. If you decide that you don't want to be transparent, every little thing people will come and tell you all kinds of trash. They should not be going through this. We are putting ourselves through this because a few people have hijacked that building. They don't want to release it. They don't want the Liberian people to know what happened to the money there. And every one of us being sunk. Do you know what we have gone through? For the first time in 6 months since I became a lawmaker, the last 72 hours, it's been traumatizing. The insult, but they brought it onto themselves because that building has refused to be transparent. So as far as the Liberian people concerned, every money that goes into it is part of corruption, it's stolen money, and they are right. Because when you refuse, like the Bible says, the wages of sin is death. If you refuse to be transparent, then the consequences of the lack of transparency is a public outrage that we are going to. But had we made a decision to say everything we do here, say we just imagine the $10,000 if that building was transparent. And you're going to say, yeah, wait for the end of the quarter and wait for the legislative report.
Yeah.
And when the legislative audit report comes, then we'll know what to do with the money.
Yeah.
The outrage will not be like this.
True.
The outrage will not be. The outrage is like this because everything that goes in the legislature goes in a dungeon. No accountability, no reason what is happening. And so we are where we are because we put ourselves there.
And that's why we want the public to go. I personally want the public to go. And
if the public want the pressure, let them get on the street. Let them get on the street and force GSC to audit the legislature. So the whole thing will finish.
So, Mr. Chairman, now I want you to confirm or deny this information. We learned that you guys never been getting the gasoline, which I believe you don't deserve, to me. And you spoke about the executive getting a huge ton of money, and you guys have the responsibility. That's why I don't even listen to representative or senators complaining about the executive. Because why? The budget. You guys are the one that make the budget. You guys are the one that approve the budget.
Correct.
For the executive. So all the money they get in, not only do you approve it, but you still have the right to call them, to hold them accountable as to how the money is used. So you cannot use the fact that the executive is receiving X amount of money, then you guys should receive any kind of money with no accountability. So my question to you now, is it true that you guys never received the gasoline money for a while now, and now you just got approved for that, which amount to $700,000 according to SKTV information? That money already been approved from Finance Ministry and also already at the central bank, and the money going to be given to you guys. Is it true that that money is up to $700,000? Are you aware of that?
Sego, I know that as a lawmaker, I am entitled to about 800 gallons of
a year, a month.
A month.
800 gallons?
800 gallons. I know that when we came, I received.
I think you need to double check. That's too much. Maybe that's not it. 800 gallons a month?
Yes, that's about. I'm coming.
Yeah, maybe the figure is too much. You need to double check.
I'm coming.
Because if that's the case, now we're supposed to go arrest all of you tomorrow.
It's 600 gallons. It's 600 gallon. It's 600 gallon. They just did the check, and that amount
Okay.
is 600 gallon.
Okay.
And that amount, we receive 300 gallon worth of coupon when we enter the building. And as of today, I've been told since January up to Friday, we have not received any other fuel supply. And therefore, it has been building up for the second half of January, February, March, April, May. Then, I'm told 2 or 3 months has been released. My office, I don't think I received mine. I was in the office late yesterday, so I didn't receive anything.
Mr. Chairman, maybe you don't have to.
No, but it will come. It will come. But let me say this to you. Sekou, you know how you do.
Up to 700,000. That's a lot of money.
But Sekou, let me say this to you. You know, again, we are suffering as lawmakers because we deserve to suffer, because we refuse to be accountable. But just do us a little bit of favor, Sekou. The same way you were able to get the lawmakers or coupons, can you check Ministry of Finance, Ministry of State, the 3, 4, 5 deputies that are there, including the minister? Can you check how many gallons they are getting?
You approve it. That's the point. You the one approve it. You give it to them. And then not only you give it to them.
That's not your argument. Your argument is that we don't deserve it. It's not that we approve it.
None of you deserve it. None of you deserve.
No. Stay in your state that you're in and ask the governor or the local representative there as to what are his logistical support money. When you criticizing people, when you want to criticize, do comparative analysis. Do comparative analysis. I can tell you on record that one representative in the United States has authorization on at least minimum $100 million United States dollars in his district, in legislature project.
But they don't see the money.
No, Sekou, but we don't see the money too.
But we don't can take the money.
No. They told you that the U.S. lawmaker does not receive privileges from the United States government. What are you talking?
They do, but
exactly.
They don't receive the cash
so
money.
If I receive 600 for fuel for vehicle that I'm entitled to, do you know the distance between Monrovia and Seclepier? It's 4 hours. Since I became a lawmaker, I've never spent a weekend in Monrovia. At this point in time, I don't care about who our lawmaker. I'm here to defend myself. Since they have all decided that they will refuse to be audited, I'm not here to defend them. I'm here to tell you that 600 that I receive far outweigh what I use to go to work, to do my legislative work, and to report to my people on a weekly basis. And visit every district. You are following me. You're on Facebook. You see my movement. You know where I go. You know everywhere. That's what I do. I, as a government official, I'm asking you that even the assistant minister spends the same thing. The deputy minister spends more. The minister proper spends a lot more. The reason why we have become a subject of attention is because we have refused to be accountable. And this is what happens when you subject yourself to that crowd of few people, less than 20 people, hijacked the legislature, stole up all the money, launder money, and the system is there. And I'm telling you, even the so-called, how you call this thing, system audit that the Auditor General saying that he was going to do, he has been stopped from doing it. They've threatened him out of the place. So everything that happening to us today, we deserve it. But the president is listening, or his people are listening. The law controlling the GSA say the president can authorize an audit. So believe me, when an audit is conducted, when the legislature is audited, many people that you see standing here today will not be standing. And we know that.
Wow.
So
classic money laundering.
So, Mr. Chairman,
it is. It's money laundering. I stand by it.
You were talking about, legislative, logistical support and other things in the United States. Let us first and foremost acknowledge the fact that the United States government, the budget, the income of the United States government can never be compared to Liberia. That's first and foremost. Even our local governments, California as a country, the economy of California can double.
No, but I was doing comparative analysis.
I know.
I'm doing comparative. I'm doing it based on percentage.
And in the comparative analysis,
yes, I know that it's not the same.
You know what I say here? It is important to note that these funds are not used for personal expenses, but rather for official business.
Yes.
And constituency services.
How do you know that?
Lawmakers are also required to disclose their expenses and adhere to strict rules and regulations governing
that is the United States. Thank you.
And that's what missing in Liberia.
Yes, but we are saying the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm telling to you that everything that they are going through today, they deserve it, because every cent that you receive, you are required to report what you did with it.
Yeah.
And that's not happening.
And I'm reading to you now what is in the U.S.
Thank you very much. Thank you for letting our people know.
So
before they start causing me again.
No, so your people then, the reason why we believe you people taking the money undeservingly, because you're not telling us what you're doing with your money. You're not telling us why you even deserve the money.
Correct.
And many people in Liberia.
I can't argue with you on that.
Okay.
We should be able to say what we are doing with the money. We should be able to say how we are using the money. The law says that when you receive government money, beside your pay, any money you receive from the government of Liberia, you must report what you did with it.
All right.
What is the system that gives us
for the United States, I have here for the House of Representatives and for the Senate. You understand? The amount when you hear, you'll be like, wow. But
don't say it. Say it. Say it.
They don't use the money for themselves. But what they do with the money, they use it, and everything is streamlined, clearly outlined. And what they do with the money, they don't use it for themselves.
Of course.
But in Liberia, how many representatives or how many senators that actually visit their constituencies regularly like you do? How many of them?
I'm here to speak for myself.
Exactly. So that's the point.
I've been here for 6 months.
Yeah.
Except I travel out of Liberia, I have not been out of my district. And I'm very thankful to my beautiful wife who has supported me, come with me, we come together, we go together. And so my family moved up and down with me, and I'm 100% in sync. I made a home here, and I consider Monrovia as a working place. So if that's what it means, my argument is simple, and I want you to tell the Liberian people what each lawmaker is entitled to in America, just for the sake of it. But what is even more important is not the amount, Sekou. What is important is the fact that it is said that whatever you receive, you must report it. You must report it dollar by dollar. and the process for reporting, what you can use it for, what you cannot use it for, everything there.
Let me see this. Yeah, exactly. So let me see this. On the average, house member receives around 1.4 million to 1.6 million per year for official expenses in the United States. The senators, right? They receive an annual allowance for official expenses, which is based on the population of their state. The average annual allowance for senator around $3.5 million to $4.5 million. And he went on to say, it is important to note that these funds are not used for personal expenses, but rather for official business and services. Lawmakers are also required to disclose their expenses and adhere to strict rules and regulations governing the use of these funds. So that means they don't just get the money out. The government had rules and regulations clearly stipulated as to how the money should be used.
So it will shock you. No. So it will shock you to know that we have this thing. You know, everything we do in Liberia is tailored around the United States. We have this law. We have something called the PFM law. And then we have all of the audit regulation. We have the GAC, how they call it, a code of conduct. We have every law that says, even the constitutional extent to which the president can personalize usage of public funds. Everything is written. But you know the only mechanism simple, those things can be identified, the audit. And the people don't want audit. And so everything that has been said against that, they deserve it. And they're supposed to do more. But my problem is, you're looking at 450,000 and crying. Millions, hundreds of $millions have been disbursed in similar manner for years. And those people who took that money, they are here moving majestically, even plotting to continue to rule this country. They're planning right now how they can be leaders, how they can be president, how they can be vice president. And then we're sitting down here and crying over 450,000 when we can get on the street. People can demand audit of the legislature.
And
audit of the legislature. Anyway, Mr. Chairman, I want to go to my colleagues. Maybe they have a question to ask. Ibrahim, you come in. Mom, do you have a question for the chairman?
For me, I think the chairman explained a lot. It's not a question, just a comment, because the thing is, and he said it right, in Liberia, it's classic money laundering. When you dole out money and receive it backwards indirectly, that money laundering. That's classic BM, how you call it in layman's terms. It's exactly what's going on. You see, we always place emphasis on the executive, but we all know the budget originates in the house. All over the world, that's how it is done. And these guys know. That's why you see the Supreme Court justice was saying we want our share, because they know this symbiotic relationship between the executive and our lawmakers when it comes to money and budgeting. They know exactly what's happening. And it's the same old thing. Can you imagine? You talk about $272 million over 6 years period. You're talking about upward of 45 million on average per year. Look, when you look at the poverty in our country and the living standard, to hear these guys raping the people of it's almost like millions, now sound like thousands in Liberia. Everything is million. Road rehabilitation, 22 million. Money getting million from the central bank, 19 million. They are stealing now in the million. The question is, how do you start this thing? Where does it start? And it starts with an audit. I will listen to Amra Kone of all people that will always come online and credit Buaka. But Amra was making a case that they should do or some system audit. I was like, Amra, you had two portfolios in Liberia. You were one of those that were in the Madam Salif administration for the longest, and you serve as finance minister. If we're talking about accountability and talking about how a system audit is like taking the right step in the right direction, is baby step. No, we want a full-blown audit, not a system audit, because a system audit is not a real audit. It's like you just reevaluating the way of doing business. That's just what it means. In layman terms, that what system audit means. I'm trying to see what I was doing, if we should continue or we should make an adjustment. No, that's not an audit. We want to know where taxpayer money was spent. That's what people want, not system audit. So the chairman has said it. All the question is, are you willing now to raise our army to put this thing? Because everything starts with an idea, but you must come up with the pressure. People should be willing to jump on board. How many of your colleagues you think you can rally around to make this thing?
Yes.
Because
exactly. Let's call, and I will be there. I will be there every day if I don't have to go to Central Government to march and block the capital building, prevent the people from coming there until they have an audit. The Liberian people must, if they'll be sitting now on internet talking about 450,000, it's not going to go nowhere.
Okay, let's
and the president of Liberia also have the right today under the GSC Act to authorize the GSC to audit legislature. He can do it.
All right, Ibrahim, you have a question for the chairman.
Well, mine is not a question, but I want to make some comments, especially with the, deliberation of the chairman. He came in very, very splendid. I mean, I must admit, chairman, thank you so much. These are things that we hope to see from our Liberian politicians. Your hallmark in Neighbor County, if I must commend you, one of the best bridges now we have in Liberia. You built it for your people in your district. If we can have, our lawmakers like you going back to your constituent every weekend to stay there and live with them, that is one of the best things we can ever boast of, because that's also going to help you to carry on one of your functions, which is the oversight responsibilities that you have as a lawmaker. And something that really bothers I feel like our Liberian lawmakers just take Liberians to be jet play people, or take Liberians to be foolish people. Because sorry for the expression though, but if you look at even the house that the lawmakers stay in, the lawmakers' house, government pays for that. But not how many of our politicians now you find out today that got homes in their various constituencies? How many of the cars, like you just mentioned, the gasoline coupon that you receive on a monthly basis? Just imagine, you will have lawmakers, some of our lawmakers, since they are ascended to power, till this time, some of them have not been able to come back to their own constituent, not even accounted before I talk about their constituent. Imagine that. And they steal our Liberian people's money. They get money. Now we talk about constituency break. Lawmakers coming to go back to the era. For you now, Chairman, you've agreed, you've identified what is your own money. How many of the lawmakers now that we have identified what has been the problem of the people, and how do they place that money into those strategic areas to be able to, rescue the people from those areas? But where are we today? They get the money, they take the money and keep it for themselves. They use the money, they embezzle, they steal from the Liberian people. But they will come back during electionary period, they will spend money on the people, and people will go to vote them. So you see, how do this country go forward when our politicians will keep holding hostage our people's opportunity? They will keep stealing. They will keep pushing the people back to the wall. Now you agree for an audit. How many lawmakers will agree? Yekem, I say, oh yeah, we agree. We come to an audit because I want to see the rightful thing happening in Liberia, just as Honorable Ability has agreed. But how many people now? How many lawmakers? Those who went there because they know exactly what they get from there. Will Prince Moy with the leg of Garson, Finlay agree? Garson got Finlay where he agree? No. So you see, the more our lawmakers keep being very, very much self-centered because of what they get, our country will never go forward. And everything they do, imagine we talk about the budget originating from the executive branch of government going to the legislature, because when the budget is crafted from the Ministry of Finance, once the legislature doesn't agree on that budget, it will never be concord. They will not agree for it to be sent to the House of Senate. Once the legislature doesn't agree, that means automatically it goes back to the executive, and they must do everything possible. But our budget, how does it affect positive country right now? So it's a chaotic situation that is created by our politicians on a daily basis, and our country can never go anywhere. Liberia will keep remaining poor, and those who are supposed to get rich will get more richer, and the country will never go anywhere once we don't expect ourselves to do the rightful thing. Our Liberian politicians, all they care for is me and myself. They don't seek the interests of our Liberian people, and this will never help our country. I think I can stop this slide.
So, just for the two of you that have spoken, and I want to say thank you before Lawrence can. Look, you when I go through the legislature every day, I get calls from colleagues telling me the danger in calling for audit, the danger in calling for audit. And I stay along with someone, a good friend of mine, telling me that, I should abolish this auditing because it's going to bring a lot of people down. My question to the person was, I say, look at me. Do you think that I came to that legislature to collect 600 gallons of gas and $6,000 every month? You think that's my purpose? I say, in this life, every politician picks up an issue, make it their flagship issue, and work with it. As far as I'm concerned, the issue of audit is my flagship issue. If they want to do anything to me, let them do it. But I know one thing, that no matter what happens, one day this legislature will be audited. And those who have the blood of, I hear people clamoring here about war crime or war crime. But do you know how many children die, pregnant women die, girls are raped, and no police logistics, nothing, because of the money that are being squandered? And then you say that we cannot audit that. The Americans everywhere, legislators should be entrusted. The first person that should be entrusted with public money is legislature, but they must prove that they can be trusted. The reason why when we receive $15,000, we receive $10,000 Liberian poor yearly is because they know once they reach to us, it's gone.
Yeah.
There's no account of it.
Yeah.
How do we stop that?
Mr. Chairman, to agree with you, in fact, it's been reported that Liberian legislature are poised to receive about $164 million in the next 4 years. Liberian also legislature is considered as one of the most highest paid legislators in the world. At the same time, Liberia is considered as one of the poorest countries in the world. How do we reconcile that?
It's irreconcilable. It's irreconcilable. Because the money that comes to the legislature, all of them are not supposed to be for them. The money that is given to you for legislative engagement is not for your pocket. The money that is given.
No, even we're talking about the base salary. Base salary, like Liberia is considered one of the highest paid legislators in the world.
As a lawmaker, I take $6,000. That's what I take.
That does not include allowances and other stuff.
There's only one set of
everything. $6,000, the cash, and
the money that I cannot report usage. The money that I cannot report usage for is $6,000. Every other thing that I receive, I'm supposed to tell the system.
Does that include the gasoline and
yes?
I'm
supposed to report how I use the gasoline.
So everything
how I use the gasoline.
Okay.
I'm supposed to report how I use the
Lawrence, do you have a question for the chairman? If Lawrence is not available, then we'll go to Mabel, and then Mr. Chairman, do you mind we take a few calls before we leave? Because you
yes, then I can leave. Yes.
So,
Mabel, do you have a question?
Yes. So I want to say thanks to my own dynamic chairman, but there are a few other questions. The 52nd legislature, I don't know when you can still remember, during those days of the former president Charles Gange Taylor, they used to make something around 1,000 United States dollars. and they were working, with everything they have to work with. But from 2006 up to now, experiencing money wahala into the legislature. And sometimes there's no much work that we're not seeing because, mind you, though, the 52nd legislature, or some would say, during Chattanooga time, they brought about the Central Bank of Liberia, they brought about the ARA, and there are a lot of work that maybe that they've been doing, and in fact that they are done. But all of these lawmakers that we've been having from 2006 up to now, with all the and the blames keep coming to you people back to back. Every time when you listen to the radio, you hear that all of the blames are coming from the lawmakers and so on. So, Honorable Chairman, what are some of the things that you think that can remedy all of these things that people are complaining the country is poor, people are suffering? Even, mind you, quite recently of media were at a retreat, and the media, or in fact the journalists, received something around $10,000 Liberian dollars, which of course you know that was so demeaning, that was so embarrassing. And at the end of the day, the journalist received that $10,000 Liberian dollars with about 4 days, and they were housing or feeding fee, everything went into that amount. So sometimes people feel that in fact we are not part of the country, only the politicians that are enjoying the country, only the politicians that are part of the country. Because, mind you, if Melbourne who work here, the only way that I can benefit from the national cake is where maybe the government doing business with the institution. Popular where will come, bring announcements, bring jingle, and all of this stuff. But nothing is working. So what's going on, Honorable Chairman?
To you and to Liberian people, you selling yourself cheap, so they will buy you cheap. The Liberian people will make all this noise. They will set no standard as to what kind of leader they want to come and run their country. And then they will expect something out of it. If you want if the Liberian people want a lawmaker to be paid $1,000, you know how to do it? Is to demand that we will only vote for you if you commit to reducing the salary to $1,000. And if anybody who fails to do that when they come by, you reject them. You, the journalist, they give you $10,000 to go there for 4 days. Tomorrow they call you, you go there again. You report their story, even though they demean you.
That's true.
Transfer.
So let me tell you something, my people and my journalists. Are you ready here? When you're ready, we'll be here to run a good country. As Edward Cleaver, some people call him Stokely Carmichael, said, a society deserves the leaders it has. The question that you must always ask yourself is, do I deserve the leaders that I have? That's the way to do it. We need to ask the hard question. Is this the country we deserve? Is this the country we want to have? Every leader that is in this country today is here simply because we put them there. You put us here. If you set your standard, you see, in this District 7, those that were opposed to me challenged me. They said everything I was saying, I was not going to do it. When I'm elected, I will never be seen again. I will bring war. I will bring revenge for Muslim people. All of those became my challenge. That's why, even before I got inducted into office, I started working. That's why I moved in this district. I'm living in this district because I came with a perception, and I need to change that. So if you want your people, your lawmaker to take 2,000, put people there and instruct them to take 2,000. But you the same person. When I go outside, I get out of my office every morning, every evening, I see a bunch of young people. They come, hey, come on. How do you expect a lawmaker to? Then he put your money, the money that you're making noise for on TV, on Facebook, he put your hand in your pocket, give you some. Then you take it. Then you move it, Amanda. Then you go there. Then election time come. The men go there, They pay you. You cursing people, insulting people, saying all kind of things. So you are fueling what is happening to you. The day you decide that you want good leaders, you will get good leaders. Me, I want you no noise in my ear about money business. I've been saying this thing. Stand up to President Bwaka and say he must audit the house. He has audited. He has authorized an audit of the mansion. Why is he refusing to audit the capital building? Okay, the Liberian people must stand up, come to the capital building, put a vigil, tell the people that we need to audit. This country will never be a good country unless you have a good legislature.
True.
Because the power of this country is that it's not in the presidency, it's in the legislature.
Yeah,
so therefore,
weak president, you have good legislature.
So therefore, 800 Liberians, good people, stood up in 2023 that they wanted to be representative and senator. You Liberian people, you chose 103 out of those people. Everything that is happening to you today, you deserve it. The next time you go vote, you will make a decision that you feel that will serve you properly. You stop making noise in people's ear. 450,000 was taken. They're not the same people. They're not the same people who you can be throwing the money and be asking them for money and be saying, where you get the money from?
Mr. Chairman, thank you so much. Thank you. I think you are fired up today. Hopefully, you will continue the conversation tomorrow, because you came late today. You came in when you even made our people to go over their regular time right now because of you. However, we want to continue this conversation tomorrow, but let's take a few calls, just few, maybe like 3 or 4, 5 calls. The 5 lucky people. Abraham Duncan, open the line and let's take a few calls.
Thank you so much. And let's not pick calls yet on 0.
We check your inbox. We even made our announcement today for today's Saturday from our weekly.
I did, but people don't. I don't know what person is now money, my man, $20.
Oh, okay.
When the conversation is so good,
people say your cousin, their darling Lawmaker.
Sekou, let me take this caller. Hello.
Good.
How are you, brother?
I'm okay. Sir, name and where you joined us from.
Thank you very much, Ben. This is a fine program. Our ability is 100%.
Sir, give us a name. Give us a name.
I'm Augustine Biko Senior calling from Dodostown.
Great to have you. Go ahead. You have 1 minute.
Okay. Our ability is 100% right. You see, sometimes these men are talk true. But we Liberian, we don't actually listen to him. Our ability before coming to power, corrupt this government, bring anything, and he admitted 206. Early the one making to even obtain that oil company. He corrupt enough before even coming to be a representative. You understand? So now, because he had a story money, he is saying that other people should be suppressed in another way. And we agree for audit.
So you see the aspect of aspect of auditing the legislature as stopping other people's opportunity. Thank you so much.
Forget what I mean.
There's some of their agent in there.
Yeah, I know.
But I say audit. I say that man. I say audit. I say you must take me out of the audit. Include me in the audit.
Hello.
And you sitting down there talking rubbish. Don't call that man up, man.
Give us an email. Let's talk.
So you might allow them to be rich on the space of the people.
Sekou, let's take this person. Learn us from.
Yeah, go ahead.
I said, this is Eddie P from Chicken Soup Factory, member of the Respond and Defense Team. You see, the same thing Musa was talking, right?
Mm-hmm.
The same thing Musa was talking, and Noro Kono just come on the air trying to say Musa steal money. So the problem for all, to be honest with you, the problem for all, the city the man talking the problem for all, instead of for us to stay with Musa today to see how our legislature can be audited, people coming out to defend somebody. And I always tell them, I say, it will come a time in this country, look, I will not be making people rich. Myself, I need money. Myself, I need to send my child to good school. If you always have been making lawmakers to be rich, before dropping the land, from now to 2029, right after 2029, I will forget about Liberian politics. If God for me to do my business, I will do my business instead of for me to be making the guy rich. Because you will make the poor rich, at the end of the day, they will be believe in you, at the end of the day, they will let you down. Look at what is going on today. You know, I say for somebody to reach 10K, then we go to pay one. Musa, the quarry is carrying on with impunity. What up to now the quarry is still carrying on?
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. Let's take another person. Hello. Good evening.
Hello? Yeah, thank you very much. This is Emmanuel Richardson, and I joined the conversation from Upper Carwell.
Let's go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I would like to say how to the panel. I would also like to say how to the chairman. Look, I agree with Honorable Musa Belete 100%, right? So, some of the ministers and directors that work in the Bureau of Government, when you see the kind of money they can play with, when you see the kind of horses they can own, the kind of property, but the Liberian people will live in, and they will shift all the blame on the lawmaker. Now, if you live in a community, if you have a representative on the side, in the same community, if you have another minister here, you will understand that representative will spend more money in that community. People will go to that lawmaker. They will not even bother to go to the minister. How do you, where do you think that lawmaker money from? That every day will beg in it. You think that 6,000 Honorable Musa Belete and other people making, you think that money is sufficient for them to be helping people at the same time working in the district? I'm saying to you, if you ask me, I will tell you that the lawmakers are even suffering more than the ministers. Most of the ministers, some of them run $60,000 car. People don't complain about that. The only thing they jump on, all the lawmakers are getting money. All the lawmakers, people work at Freeport, people work at FPRC, people work at NASCO. Go to the building, the kind of property they own. So we got to stop that. Let's be very honest.
Thank you so much. We definitely got to stop. We'll take another person. Hello. Good evening. Let me take this person. Hello. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Give us a name and let's talk.
This is Segaliko Ure, calling from Baptist Seminary.
Let's hear you. You have 1 minute.
Yeah, but what I'm doing to the chairman, but what we're supposed to do is that the country is named brass up. Because we have been talking they over and over. We don't go to that capital building. Then nothing will not be done. So the problem is supposed to put themselves together and mark all over the country and see how bad the country will be straightened instead of talking plenty. Hey,
thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's what we have. Article 17 of the Liberian Constitution, which provides the space that we should assemble in a peaceable manner, in an orderly manner, each thing. Our lawmakers.
All right.
Right?
So,
I mean, we'll just take this person as the last caller, then we can come back to the thing. Hello?
Exactly.
Name it where you joined us from. You're the last caller on the platform.
Yes, my name is Kama Edward. I call you from Pinjo.
Let's hear you, Edward.
Yeah. Thank you. Your topic. Musa Hassan Belete, the honorable chef. Thank you so much. Thank you for whatsoever you are doing. We are following you. Somehow we are silent listener, but sometimes when we hear you, we make up mind to call on the show and tell you so far. Anything that you see, expose it, continue to expose it. Those are guys ear to ear, they will hear it. Those that know the truth, they will choose the truth between the truth and the lie. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We go back to Sheku.
Thank you so much. So we take two calls from here. The two people that are here been waiting on forever. Call out on the first line. That is last 4 DJ is 50 and what? 5074. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, Seiko, it's Sandy.
Hey, Sandy.
Yeah.
How are you? You're live on SKTV.
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. What is your question for the chairman?
Well, I don't have a question, but I do have a comment.
Go ahead.
I've been watching a lot about it, and you know what? The world has corrupted government.
Okay.
It's corrupted.
All right.
I'm watching you guys in Liberia, and I see how you're corrupted over there. We're corrupted over here even more. We're getting immigrants, and I'm sure you're getting immigrants, right?
All right, Sandy. Thank you so much. So let's take the other caller here. 216 number. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Emmanuel Davis. I'm calling from Brooklyn, Ohio.
Emmanuel from Brooklyn, Ohio. Go ahead, Emmanuel.
All the time I monitor your show, and I think I will follow your struggle as well. For the day our lawmakers will tell us that they are going to talk for us so we can have bread on our table. But we never have bread on our table. They always having bread and butter on their tables. So what else are we voting for those people?
Exactly.
You come to us and say, I will go speak for you so your children can go to school. But are your children going to a school in America, in Europe, in Asia? Up to now, stay the same. So it's just useless to vote for the lawmaker, the president, all the things. Let them get that country to somebody else, or they get sell that country, and then people go by the normal business. Because all the time they will say they will talk for us, and they will speak for us, so we have bread on our table. We never have bread on our table. If you go in the hall with $5,000, they will say in your account. After 6 months, you get 1 million. And the people that give money, they even get $10 in the account. It's for stripping.
Thank you.
I mean, nobody will vote for even lawmaker anymore in that country. We gotta get this over there and we get poorer every day.
All right, my brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
All right. Man, good. Thank you, man. Yeah, Ben, you're the last caller. Go ahead quickly. Ben Jonah, the honor cover citizen.
Yeah, this is the honor cover citizen calling from Minnesota. How are you?
Good.
So, I want the chairman to know that we have a representation government. So what it means that everybody can be like him. He is representing a group of people. I understand what he's saying, that the people need to speak out, but the representation starts with him. So, Mr. Chairman, we are challenging you now to start the first disturbance in the House, because you are representing a group of people. To the same way how you are challenging the people to come out, we want you to do the same disruption on the floor in the House. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. So before the chairman comes on, yesterday, as Friday, we normally do a fundraiser for SKTV. People chip in here and there for their weekly support. We didn't hit our target yesterday. We needed at least about 30 people or to 40 people. We got halfway of the 30. We had yesterday. Since we came today, only one person donated. So we are still open. If you are still here, we are open to receiving your support for SKTV. We got 14%. Now, one person donated, you got 13% to go. We need that 13 people there.
I think the chairman was the one that took our fundraising effort. Because the topic he brought today is just too enticing.
So interesting. Nobody really care about money business, right? Mr. Chairman, you're based on money, but anyway, my people, your chip in is important. Mr. Chairman, you heard the callers.
Yes,
So,
I want to start with the last person. Look, the first letter that I wrote when I became a representative is to audit. Tuesday, my second letter, which I've already published on my page, will also be on the floor for debate. If the House does not take up that issue, I'm going to the court to issue a writ of mandamus on the GAC to audit the legislature. So I'm doing my part. To the first caller, that first caller is exactly a representation of the people who don't want to audit that place. I have not said that you should audit the House and I should not be included. Anything you know about me, I'm available for auditing. But don't come bring your feeble defense of your roguish masters that have preyed on the people and come and tell me that because I have enriched myself, you know what? Your masters are not even men enough to show to Liberian people what they got and how they got it. I have done that.
Yep.
Okay? They're not even men enough to and the reason why I'm not happy with Liberian for the money, this evening, is because that's somebody thing. From your president All the way, all your people then declare as a they didn't tell you how much they got you talk. They didn't hear you. The fact that they go say, oh, I didn't declare my asset, they didn't tell you what inside. You lack of transparency is all over the society. You're not doing nothing about it. And we can do something about it. My brother who is frustrated and said that we should sell the country. No, we can't sell the country. What we can do, we should take our frustration to change the system.
True.
Elect the president that will run a proper country. Change the legislature by changing the people. If you're not happy with them, and you put in there, if they are doing something like that, the Constitution says you can alter the government for your happiness and your peace. You have the power to do so. Come, let's do it together. I've started it. As of today, I got no help. I'm preparing an open letter to the president of Liberia, asking him to ask for the audit. I'm going through all the motions that I'm supposed to go through. Still no hear. The so-called system audit and say, well, I want you all to investigate this. They have driven the GSC people. They have driven them out of the building.
Yeah, you said it today. I cannot talk.
I'm saying that for Liberian body, yet nobody is there auditing again.
So, what about the statement made by the Senate Pro Tem that they are, asking the GSC to, to audit the system and also, provide some way forward for them. So that's not happening anymore.
Not only that is not happening, but we say, well, that's not the way to go.
We
when
know
you get a bad system, you audit the system. When the place is audited, that is when, as a result of what they saw there, out of the audit, the auditors will recommend the way forward. As a result of how you will say, I mean, literally, the attempt to say we need a new system going forward is to say to us Liberian people that what happened behind
we should leave it. That's what it, that's why it meant in layman.
That's not correct.
That's not
correct.
Yeah.
But everybody jumping is saying what happened in 1990, 34 years ago. Everybody, all of your clamor to say we must go and hold those people that accountable. War crime. Everybody was checking on the say here. Okay? But we are saying that the economic crime that has been committed in the last 12 years, we should first account for it. Then people will say that we must go look for a way forward. It's not acceptable. So it's an attempt, it's a clever attempt to bury the dirty past. And I repeat, money laundering, if it make anybody vet, you'll go order the play. If you're not seeing money laundering, then you'll sue me.
Yeah.
What has happened in that place? Stealing, grand theft auto. I think you could know that thing. That's what's going on there. That's stealing. And if it made them best, let them order the place.
Mr. Chairman, we want you to come tomorrow to discuss this auditing issue and to also discuss extensively the alleged $272 million being, missing in transition over the past 6 years. That is very, very important.
It's not missing in transition. It's the money that was allotted and expended by the legislature from 2018 to 2023.
And where's the money?
How do you know? You got to audit.
That's what we say is missing. We don't know where the money is. So
yeah, but we got to audit.
Yeah, okay.
Let me just give you an update what the guys have been doing over the years.
Okay.
They will change it line by line item. They will switch money here and there. Like the chairman said, it's grand theft auto. It's classic money laundering. Let me just give you one, like 2023. Or item 263.6, 645. Legislative committee hearing. Can you imagine when the committee are meeting, the job that they were paid to do? You know how much they took from the budget that year? $9.3 million.
But here's why it is laundering. $1 did not go to those committee meetings.
Yeah.
$1. Oh, they would. I'm telling you now, if you audit, You will not find one report that say,
yeah,
here
no
is the
report.
committee report, and then at this committee meeting, here is the money that we paid. Nothing. Then who spend 450,000, then you want to be checking on yourself.
Yeah,
You have serious money that people have stolen, and these same people are plotting to continue to run this country in 2029. You don't want to do nothing about it. Then you can tell you that money, I will take it. Anytime I get my money, I will take it and can use it in my district. At the end of the legislative period, I will report to the Liberian people what I did with their money. But nobody can tell me they get $1 million. I say, let them bring it to me. I will take it. I got used for it in my district, and I'll report it.
Seku, the men can tell you the expenditure, right, in terms of payment and their staff. Then in the same budget, they'll come and tell you other compensation. Why do you call other compensation? After being compensated, you got other compensation. Then in their own operational budget, 2022, you know what the guys put over there? $8 million. Just operational expense. Like, are you serious, my brother? It's almost like you take an 8-year, okay, you put in the candy store that is unsupervised. What do you think going to happen? That's exactly what happening in the legislature. Like, they are just in a candy store, nobody is watching them, nobody is holding them accountable, and they are just doing anything. It's almost
Monk, to add on to what Monk is saying, what being happening in the legislature, and it's always a conspiracy between the Ministry of Finance and these government agencies, like the NSA, the FIU, and the legislature. They select government agencies that are not subject to audit. You understand? And the way they made a law, the legislature is the only one that can authorize the audit of the GAC. That has not happened. And then the GAC can audit the legislature. So the two of them, knowing that they can audit each other, they're operating free operation. Nobody will check on their friend. So sometimes when the finance ministry want money, they will call the legislature, they will call the heads of the legislature and say, man, we got money here, we want to put it outside, but only 3 years we can put it outside. Then the how the money never going. I'm saying this, if they made them best, let them audit and prove me wrong. But I know what my people going through. I know as a month, I have an agriculture program that I'm launching in 2 weeks. The value of that program to give rice, the materials for people to farm on 1,600 acres of land to produce 120,000 bags of rice. I have to use almost $200,000. And that program I'm launching, which is a green revolution, I'm launching in 3 weeks in my district. If you put 50,000, 100,000 for me as my legislative money, I will take it. Okay? I will not deny. But I am under obligation and I'm committing to Liberian people today that money, this country, this district, and this entity called SKTV will be the first to see that report, and that report will state clearly every dime that was used. My salary is for me. Anything I do here in my business. Any other money that I receive from the government of Liberia as representative, I will report it to you all. At the end of when we close, we are closing in July. Before I come back in that building and sit down as a lawmaker, my report will be before me. To tell Liberian people for the 6 months that I've been here, what I did with everything that I can. Since there's no system to audit, if the system was there, I was just supposed to report to the internal audit system, then they make a mid-year report, and my report will be there. But since they don't want to do that, I will audit myself. I will do everything, receipt everything that will happen. I will produce it, I'll put it, and I'll publish it for the people to see it. But in terms of receiving money, I want it. I want it. 15,000 is small. If the play closes and I have to spend 2 months in my district, I need nothing less than 100,000 to take care of my people. You give me 15,000, enough for my pocket. It's not for me. The law say it's for my legislative engagement. that means I got to report what I did with it. I will report what I did with it. Okay? But I'm not afraid to say I have received it and I will receive it. The difference is I will report it.
Mr. Chairman, we will not cover everything today. Hopefully, we will get you tomorrow. So we can talk about this auditing the legislature. And we'll open the line earlier tomorrow. Let's see how Liberian going to react to this. If the Liberian people support it, let's see it in their action. But, I want to say a big thank you to you. So, Monk, reporting for your, update. There are 2 people. One person is $20, one person is $25. That's it. So,
okay, guys.
So, Mr. Chairman, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow.
So tomorrow is all about the budget and
the
audit. And the Liberian people are serious for audit tomorrow.
Yeah. I want to see how serious they are. Melbourne, Abraham, Duncan, you guys, I want to say thank you. I can't thank you guys enough. So, Monk, before we even go, I want to say something. Listen to Chairman Musa Pelete. Listening to the callers. Liberia, we are in serious problem.
We are indeed.
The people, some of the legislature now sending their people now to attack and insult Musa Pelete for standing up. For calling for audit. What's wrong with you being audited if you have nothing to hide? If you don't have any hidden agenda, what is your problem? Anyway, before we go, Abraham and Melbourne and Mo, what you guys say before we close? Any closing comment?
For me, I know this thing is almost like a revolution. It's like a war. It's a cultural warfare. It's an economic warfare. War is not only about shooting gun. War can come in so many different ways. Like I said, if you follow these guys' operation over the year, that they have institutionalized corruption, and our people have accepted it. That's why I keep saying, if people are not exposed to something, you cannot think beyond your level of exposure. When people struggle to see good governance, it's hard for them to usher in good governance. But at the end of the day, something will have to give in Liberia for us to have a better country. And unfortunately, most of our people in Liberia, they don't understand this thing. They don't understand that it's an economic warfare that has been waged against them. That this guy deliberately choose to put them in poverty so that they can keep control of the system. I keep saying it. You live in a country, you don't have a booming private sector. You have to wait for years, once in a lifetime opportunity to get to find yourself in government. Why do you think it's most likely to happen when these guys take office? They will want to keep that system into perpetuity. They want to keep it going for the longest. So if you are fed up with that system, only you can bring about that change. And it's you see, I keep saying it's one of the reasons I came to SKTV. I believe SKTV will make an impact in Liberia. It will take a while, but most definitely at the end of the day, because in as much of the media institution can ignore the things happening, we will keep talking about them every single day. And there will be people listening. There might not be an army right now, but I know incrementally over time, people will start to gravitate around this issue. And that's the future I see. It's why some of us, we found time to come on this show and say things that need to be said. That's my take for the day.
Yeah, Mom, so just to inform you, I said 2 people. So one person sent $40. That will count for 2.
Yeah, so that's
remember? $20. Yeah, so that's 4. So we got 4 people. Abraham, before everybody finish making a closing argument, maybe we'll get the rest of the people to come through. Abraham, what's your closing argument, my brother?
Well, thank you so much. I think it was a great point today. It was a very great time to discuss some of these issues affecting our Liberian people, most especially looking at our Liberian government, the executive and that of the legislature, because, all of the decisions, all of the budget allocations and everything derived directly from the executive and that of the legislature. And that's how the country is being run over and over, the years. It's being run, and we must be able to identify these issues so as to know exactly what do we do to bring change. Our people need to stand up. Our people need to make use of our Liberian constitutions. We have laws. Imagine that we talk about drug right now in the country, just a case study, right? We talk about the drug law was reinforced that, oh yes, those who are bringing in the drugs, the importer of drugs, when you are caught, you go to years in prison. You spend not at least 5 to 10 years in prison, and you pay the fines that you're supposed to pay. Now we're looking at the country. People are caught with drug. Is this law going to be implemented? Is the law going to be enforced? Those are things that our minds should be on. Like we see mothers who are to protect their children, women who are supposed to be encouraging their kids or encouraging their children not to be involved in the drug addiction, so they themselves can engage themselves into selling of drug. So that means they don't even care about the 9-month pains they bear any longer, but all they care about is how much will they get and what is it that is benefiting the country. You got a lot of zokos around the country. You got a lot of criminals around the country. Our own these things. What is the law doing? If these people are found guilty, you'll see some of these officers will still be bribed. So how is it that our country will get on the right trajectory from 1847, from 1822, 1821 to this time? Liberians need to stand up, and they need to stand for the reality. And if we are to achieve what we want to achieve, to make Liberia a better place to be, the legislature is the first area, because they must agree, they must act. This majority of the country's power is invested or is inherent in the legislature. So if the legislature will not act, they will not agree upon these things, it will never work. Every decision at times, it comes from the legislature. And money allocation to sectors, it comes from the legislature. We should be able to identify that, and we must descend on the back of our legislators. So as to change like this. So thank you so much. It was great being with you.
Abraham, you are good. We love your contribution. We love your.
Oh yes, he did splendidly.
You are very on point and well eloquent, and we say thank you to you, to everybody. Mabel, before we go, any closing comment?
Well, indeed, so let me say thanks to all of you for that wonderful points and so on, and also to our chairman. That was just, in fact, well said by him. But again, let me just add up to all of you and say this. Indeed, I agree with all of you. But mind you, all of you talking about going to the House of Representatives, or maybe going to Capitol building to go and protest and so on. There's one question that keep coming into my mind, or maybe something that keep coming into my mind. And the thing is protection. Who's going to protect you? Mind you, we live in a country where we pretend like all is well. We live in a country where people say, oh, there's no blue Liberia, there's no green Liberia, or maybe Liberian or so forth, how you want to call it. But even Abraham can attest, if you want to go too high, is the law there to protect you? I would say no. So even if you go to Capitol building on tomorrow and go out there tomorrow, so you say, that these are sort of frustrated SKTV people. Like for example, now they say, these are sort of maybe frustrated CPP, frustrated CDC, frustrated ARP, frustrated this, frustrated this, or frustrated that. And at the end of the day, all those people who will be lining up tomorrow, they are going there. Or other people who will be sitting back, they will be bringing these people in the name of politics, in the name of the people have nothing to do, so they're left busy, so they don't go out there. So for me, some of us, we are willing, but with the people be protected, because mind you, the law is just another way. And for me, again, you all said everything right. The power is in the hands of the people. But again, the people, they are like, when we go out there, will we be protected? These are some of the things. Because even up to date, the civil servants that were talking in the previous government, they are no longer talking.
All right. Oh, Yamita, I don't know. We're not hearing you. Okay, now we can hear you. Go ahead and conclude. you know, we have a few seconds now to close from the radio.
Yeah, I know.
So
I think maybe I'm frozen or he back.
yeah, we're not hearing whatever he was saying. Anyway, with that said, we're now, happy about the fact that we could not get our target again. We stay struggling to get our monthly operating fund, the fund to operate our platform and have all 3 radio stations on. It's not a joke. It's a serious matter. We still need help, we still need support. If you have something to chip in, you can still send it whether we're on or not. I want to say thank you to the 3 people that donated today. We counted the 3rd person as 2 because of the amount. Well, I want to say thank you to all of you for following SKTV, for supporting SKTV, and for all the time you've been here, sticking with us for close to 3 hours. I want to say thank you. We are grateful for everything you do. And maybe I will not be here tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the Abraham. We call it the Eid al-Adha. So we'll be here tomorrow to do the Eid al-Adha. I may not be here, but Steve will be here.
Yeah,
guys.
Yeah, we'll be here. We take care.
So, Mom.
Yep.
We need 14 people, 4 people today. So we still got to get the 10 people.
They stay alternating 10 for the week. That was a weekly.
So let's try to get the 10 people tomorrow, and that will put us in a better position. Other than that, we will not be on some of the radio, during next week, because we got to do what we got to do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we got to make sure we.
Yeah, the chairman stole the thunder today. He came with a lot of vengeance, and he was just. Yeah, like our people even forget that we're supposed to continue our forum.
Yeah, and we were into it as well. And we didn't want to cut him out. We wanted to make sure, the show continues.
And the funny thing, you are the one that said we say owing bills. That's the whole part. Then you keep
exactly. He wanted to say, yeah, we stay behind. And then he coming out to kind of,
Oh, God. But that's it. That is for okay.
But the chairman did well, though, because he unveiled a lot of, issues that are important. So, Mabon, thank you so much. Mong, thank you, guys.
Right, tomorrow we'll be here.
So, thank you all. And don't forget to support SKTV. We have our Cash App and Zelle on there. Anybody, anything is okay. $10, $20, $5, $100, whatever you can do, SKTV want it. Anything. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you all. And I will see you on Monday. I guess my guys, the guys will be here tomorrow. I'm going to go celebrate the Eid. Maybe if I want to come on, would be to come and ask people to give my Selma food. You know what Selma food is? When Eid celebration comes, we ask people to give out. We can say give my Christmas. So we call it Selma food. So you got to give my Selma food tomorrow if I will come on. If I don't come on, that's fine. But if I'll come on, or if I'll have not time to come on, that would be the reason I have to come on. So, Orito and other people there, the BB people there, you can give myself a phone. Okay. Well, the person who sent this $40 is saying that please give Mabon small thing. I think that's the person here, Fred Nyampo. Fred Nyampo. All right, we heard you. Any contribution you do for SKTV is for all of us. But whenever you specify, we'll definitely do so. So out of the $20 or the $40 you give us, we'll send $20 to Mabon. And then we put a $20 in SKTV account. We appreciate it. It don't matter who you give it to. So long as you're giving it to SKTV, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. Love you guys, and we'll see you. Have a good day.